In this video, we will dive into the various stages of Seneca's life, from his birth to becoming the right-hand man of Roman Emperor Nero, and ultimately to his demise. After watching this video in full, you will have a complete understanding of his life and his contributions to Stoicism. Let's get started. Early life. Lucius Annius Seneca, commonly known as Seneca the Younger, was a Stoic philosopher, statesman, and playwright who lived from approximately 4 BC to AD 65. Even though Seneca lived during the same period as Epictetus, which is another renowned Stoic philosopher, there is no record of any direct interaction between them. Epictetus was born around AD 50, making him much younger than Seneca. Seneca was born in Corduba, present-day Cordoba, Spain, in the Roman province of Hispania. His father, Seneca the Elder, was a famous rhetorician and writer, which gave young Seneca a significant literary and educational heritage. Seneca had 2 brothers, Gallio and Mela, who also played significant roles in Roman society. Gallio is known in Christian texts as the government official who met with Apostle Paul. The family moved to Rome during Seneca's early childhood around 1 AD, when he was 5 years old, to ensure a quality education for the children. His health was poor during his childhood, suffering from asthma and other illnesses which would trouble him throughout his life, which influenced his philosophical perspectives, particularly his reflections on pain and mortality. The young Seneca was trained in rhetoric and law, but he was also deeply drawn to philosophy. He was exposed to various schools of thought, including Epicureanism and Pythagoreanism, but ultimately adopting Stoicism as his primary philosophical guide. Rise to power and exile. In Rome, Seneca became a student of the Stoic philosopher Attalus and also studied under Sotion, a Pythagorean thinker. These studies left an indelible mark on him, shaping his adherence to Stoicism. Stoicism, as taught by Attalus, emphasized ethics as a main philosophical pursuit, focusing on virtue and the control of emotions. Seneca's writings later reflected these teachings, emphasizing rationality and self-control as means to achieve peace of mind. By the 30s AD, Seneca began his career in politics and law, gaining recognition as a speaker and advocate. This period of his life was characterized by active involvement in the Senate and various judicial roles, where his sharp legal mind allowed him to gain significant prominence. However, Seneca's rising career suffered an abrupt interruption in AD 41. The exact reasons for Seneca's exile remain a subject of historical debate, but the most commonly cited reason is his alleged involvement in an affair with Julia Livilla, niece of Emperor Claudius. Julia Livilla was known to be part of the circle of Agrippina, Claudius's wife, and her involvement in various court intrigues may have also implicated Seneca. The charge of adultery, whether true or politically motivated, led Claudius to order Seneca's exile to the island of Corsica, located in the Mediterranean Sea, and is known for its mountainous landscapes, beautiful coastlines. This was a common Roman practice used to remove political adversaries or morally compromised individuals from the central stage of Roman political and social life without execution. Exile was a period of profound personal and philosophical growth for Seneca. Removed from the distractions and dangers of Roman political life, he immersed himself in philosophical study and writing. It was during this period that he began producing some of his most significant philosophical works. One of his notable works from this period is the Consolation to Helvia, written to his mother. In this piece, Seneca uses Stoic philosophy to console his mother, advising her on how to cope with his absence and the misfortunes befalling the family. This work is not only a personal letter, but also serves as a philosophical treatise on the Stoic view of adversity. Another important work from his exile is On Providence, where Seneca explores why bad things happen to good people if the world is governed by a providential order. He argues that the hardships faced by the wise and virtuous are not punishments, but rather opportunities to demonstrate their virtues. Hardship, according to Seneca, tests and strengthens the soul, much like physical labor strengthens the body. This work reflects a deepening of his Stoic beliefs, viewing adversity as a necessary part of life's journey towards ethical perfection. These writings from Exile highlight a pivotal shift in Seneca's life, from a career-focused politician to a philosopher concerned with ethical living and the development of personal virtue. His Exile writings laid the groundwork for his later works, which would further explore Stoic philosophy and its application to everyday life. Return to Rome and political influence. Seneca's return to Rome after 8 years in exile in AD 49 was a strategically important move orchestrated by, once again, Agrippina, who was at that time one of the most powerful figures in the imperial court. Agrippina, the mother of Nero and wife of Emperor Claudius, recognized the value of having a seasoned and philosophically inclined advisor to guide her young son, who was being groomed for the throne. Upon his return, Seneca was appointed as the tutor to Nero, tasked with educating him in governance and philosophy. This role was crucial, not only for Nero's personal development, but also for shaping the future leadership of the Roman Empire. Seneca took this responsibility seriously, aiming to instill Stoic virtues and sound judgment in Nero, which he hoped would lead to wise and virtuous decisions. Nero's rise to power. The ascension of Nero to the throne in AD 54 marked a significant shift in the Roman imperial dynasty. Emperor Claudius's death, under suspicious circumstances, many historians believe were widely attributed to Agrippina, his wife, possibly involving poisoning. Agrippina had long been maneuvering to secure her son's position as emperor. Then, only about 16 years old, to become one of the youngest emperors in Roman history. Alongside Seneca, a key figure in the early years of Nero's reign was Sextus Afranius Burrus, the Praetorian prefect. Burrus was appointed to this position in AD 51 by Claudius, likely due to Agrippina's influence, and he played a crucial role in the Praetorian Guard, the elite unit tasked with the protection of the emperor. The Praetorian prefect was not only a military leader, but also a significant political advisor and power broker within the Roman Empire. The early years of Nero's rule are often referred to as the Quinquennium Neronis, highlighting a 5-year period of effective governance and relative stability. This era was largely shaped by the tripartite leadership structure comprising Nero, Seneca, and Burrus. This group functioned with a balance of power, where Seneca provided the philosophical and administrative counsel. Burrus managed the military aspects and ensured loyalty from the Praetorian Guard, and Nero, under their guidance, initially took on a more formal role as he learned the intricacies of governance. However, the stability of this period was heavily reliant on the personal dynamics within the leadership trio. After the death of Burrus in AD 62, Nero's reign took a darker turn, as the emperor no longer had the moderating influences of his trusted advisors to guide or restrain him. Nero's administration shifted towards a more autocratic and volatile regime. Nero was increasingly swayed by untrustworthy advisors who pushed him toward excessive and authoritarian rule, downfall, and death. As Nero grew more dictatorial, he began to distance himself from the Stoic principles that Seneca had tried to instill. The emperor's increasing disfavor towards his former tutor and advisor was obvious, and Seneca, recognizing the deteriorating situation, sought to withdraw from political life. Unfortunately, his request to retire was refused by Nero. The tension reached a climax in AD 65 with the uncovering of the Pisonian conspiracy. This was a significant plot to overthrow Nero, involving a number of prominent senators, equestrians, and even some members of the military. The conspiracy was named after Gaius Calpurnius Piso, a respected senator who was envisioned as Nero's replacement. The conspirators aimed to restore the Roman Republic, or at least bring back the more principled governance of earlier times. Seneca was implicated in the conspiracy, though evidence of his participation was circumstantial at best. It is unclear whether Seneca was truly a part of the conspiracy or merely a convenient target for Nero, who was likely looking for a pretext to eliminate a former mentor, now seen as a potential threat. The association with the conspiracy provided Nero with the opportunity to rid himself of a political liability. Faced with charges of conspiracy and knowing full well that a trial would be a mere formality leading to his execution, Seneca was given the choice to commit suicide. Seneca first attempted to cut his veins, but due to his aged and frail condition, his blood flowed too slowly. He then took poison, which also did not have the desired quick effect, leading him to finally resort to being placed in a hot bath. Throughout this ordeal, Seneca continued to discuss philosophy with his friends, dictating his last thoughts and embodying the stoic ideal of facing death with equanimity. Seneca's works had a profound impact on later generations, influencing both philosophical thought and literary forms in the Western tradition. His writings were widely read through the Renaissance and influenced the development of the essay form in literature, as well as moral philosophy. I would like to leave you with the 10 key viewpoints from Seneca's Stoic beliefs, emphasizing resilience, ethical integrity, and the pursuit of wisdom as key to a well-lived life. 1. Control of emotions. Seneca believed that achieving control over one's emotions is essential for leading a virtuous life. He taught that we should strive to maintain a calm and balanced state of mind regardless of external circumstances. 2. The importance of reason. For Seneca, reason is the guiding principle of the soul. He argued that living according to reason leads to moral virtue and happiness because reason aligns us with nature's rational order. 3. Acceptance of fate. Seneca emphasized the Stoic principle of accepting fate. He taught that everything happens for a reason, according to the universe's plan, and we should accept what we cannot change. 4. Mortality, awareness. Seneca constantly reminded himself and others of the shortness of life. He encouraged living each day as if it were the last, not in a hedonistic sense, but to appreciate life fully and avoid procrastination. 5. Self-sufficiency. Seneca extolled the virtue of self-sufficiency, advising that true happiness comes from within and is not dependent on external possessions or circumstances. 6. Value of time. Time, for Seneca, was the most valuable resource. He urged careful management of time, criticizing the waste of life on trivial pursuits. 7. Reflection on hardship. Seneca viewed hardships as exercises for the mind and opportunities for growth. He believed that facing challenges with courage and resilience strengthens character. 8. The simplicity of life. He advocated for a simple life, free from excess and luxury. Seneca believed that simplifying one's life can lead to greater clarity and inner peace. 9. Ethical living. Ethics are central to Seneca's philosophy. He stressed the importance of living an ethical life by being just, kind, and honest, as this aligns with the Stoic ideal of living according to nature. 10. Philosophy as a way of life. Seneca did not view philosophy as merely an academic discipline, but as a practical guide to life. He taught that philosophy should be lived, not just studied, and that it should inform every action and decision. Thank you for watching the entire video. I hope it has provided you with valuable insights into Seneca's life. Let's strive to apply these Stoic teachings in our daily lives, embracing philosophy as a way of life, just as Seneca taught us.